What's up, guys? My name is Munko Man. Welcome back to Potato Philosophy. Today marks the day where I start my meditation journey. I'm going to meditate every day for the next year to see what happens. And I'm probably going to continue meditating because it's just that important, I feel like. This is the second video of the channel. I have a very bad habit of not posting videos that I record because they're too imperfect or they're too long or like all these different reasons not to upload. So I decided to upload these unedited mostly. I decided to stop trying to script everything and just speak what's on my mind. But like that was the point of this whole channel, and then I lost the point. My first video, I was like, oh, I need to be more honest, but I just have such a problem with being honest, I don't know where that comes from, but hopefully through meditation I can find where it leads. Now, if you couldn't tell, I'm not doing too well. I just look at my face in the camera, I look dead. Which kind of accurately describes how I'm feeling these days. I am at a very low point in my life. There's not much happening outside, but acne's breaking out everywhere, even though I'm 20. I don't know if it's supposed to break out at 20, but I don't know. It's just awful. You can't really see it on the camera right now, but in the mirror it looks terrible. I'm extremely dissatisfied with myself and how I am and how I act, and I seem to have just an unfathomable amount of self-loathing and criticism and just general shame around who I am. I've been really noticing that these days, the past week or two. There's just been so much arising feelings of shame that I've been feeling for a long time now, ever since I was a kid, really. But I always kind of pushed it away with trying to act confident or putting up a facade for everybody. But I think even though I'm feeling complete ass right now, maybe since it's we're actually seeing the truth of everything right now we can actually start working on it fully. So it might be a good thing that we're out of the cycle of suppression and then sudden arousement or whatever the fuck, arousal of those feelings. It's a painful cycle of running from the truth but at the same time getting sabotaged by all these things that you keep holding on to, that you're harboring inside you. Now I've been trying to do some I don't know if I could say 5 years, maybe 4 is more accurate. I've been trying to improve myself for 4 years straight, and it actually doesn't seem like that much of a long time if I think about it. But 4 years is 4 years. Perhaps in the 10th year I'll be somewhere completely different, but right now I'm in another low point in my life. Now it's been a journey for sure. I've been really trying to unravel what's happening inside me and why I keep sabotaging myself, why I'm so anxious around people, and why I can't get over it. There's just these patterns that just kept repeating that it's just limiting me so much, and I just felt like shit for such a long time, and I didn't know why. And part of the goal was to figure out why I feel so terrible on a daily basis. It wasn't just occasional sadness. It's just day to day, like sadness, anxiety, and like hopelessness and self-destruction and escapism, like indulging in like a lot of shit that you're not supposed to, doom scrolling, acting like a piece of shit to my friends, and being very selfish, being very cold, but at the same time being insecure and super anxious about everything, people pleasing, attention seeking, and just being dishonest with everybody. A lot of that shit, like in a loop, and in like this terrible negative feedback loop where one thing leads to another, and then another thing leads to another, and then you find yourself in a terrible spot of just, I don't know, just it is a nightmare, really. And it still kind of feels that way, which is kind of sad because I've been trying for a long time to fix this and to fix myself. But when you reach a certain point in this journey of self-improvement or spirituality, you sometimes find yourself back to where you started, or you feel like you've made no progress at all, which isn't true, to say the least. It feels wrong to say this, but I am in a much better place than I used to be. I have more awareness of everything, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't confronted the core of what's been happening inside me. So yeah, I still have so much to do. I have work to do. And apparently, like, I thought I was healing this year. Maybe I was. I was feeling like myself again. Like, I was feeling these things that I haven't felt since such a long time ago. I thought, the happiness returning and stuff. Who knows why I'm so unhappy? It could be something clinical, but I would rather not, like, think that, and I want to think that I can solve it on my own. I have tried therapy for like 7 months. I say it was useful, but I don't know. I don't know if it was the therapist. I really liked my therapist, but like, I don't know why it felt kind of like pointless for some reason. Only you know yourself the best, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like therapy is just, you just talk about your problems, and then they like organize it for you, and then lay a plan out for you. But I feel like I can do it on my own, Maybe I needed it at the time, maybe I didn't, but it helped. It did its thing, and now it's gone. I need to do something else, I guess. So, sorry for getting off topic, but that's kind of how it's been, to clue you in more with what's been up with me for most of my teen years and now young adult years. I have a lot to talk about, but I feel like I should contain each video to one topic. But this one's a bit of a rant. And well, there's two things I want to talk about before I end this. First of all, it would be Jungian shadow work. Carl Jung, the psychologist. Even though he isn't really recognized these days as like concrete evidence, or like his methods aren't used in the mainstream because it can't be scientifically proven, because it's so spiritual and mystical. But I feel like bro was straight up spitting facts back in the 20th century. And it's kind of true what he talks about, where it's like, you have your like front facing mask you portray to everybody else to be accepted, I guess. Then there's your ego, which is your perception of yourself. So who you think you are is basically your ego in Jungian psychology. And the shadow is what's beneath your consciousness. And these are like parts of you that you repressed and or forgot about, or like buried over the years, which constantly influence your decisions and subconscious in day-to-day life, and why you self-sabotage and display these negative emotions randomly is because of your shadow. And apparently you're supposed to confront your shadow and integrate it into your life, but that's really fucking hard. I'm trying to, basically what's happening is like I'm trying to like integrate these parts of myself that I really didn't like this whole time, that I didn't want to look at, but like actually seeing them right in front of me, or like letting these feelings loose, is genuinely like very, very dangerous, I would say. Like, I feel extremely destabilized right now because I don't know who the fuck I am anymore, and that sense of control is kind of lost. This might not make much sense to like someone who doesn't know what Jungian psychology is, but coming face to face with everything you don't want to see about yourself, every feeling you repressed, everything you just rejected about you, turns out it's still there. And even though you pretend to be someone else, you still are a loser, and you still can't get any bitches. You're unfunny, you're unconfident, you're ashamed of yourself, you're angry about everything, and you're sad about everything, and you're a greedy prick that wants more than you have and keeps wanting more even after getting what you want. You don't want to do work, you don't want to talk to people, you just want to stay in your room. You're afraid of everything, you're anxious. All that shit is just there beneath you, and at the moment, or in recent days, I had no idea what to do with these feelings, right? I released them from inside of me, and I mean, originally there was less of these negative ones. I felt pretty good about my life this year when these kind of childhood feelings come back, of these kind of like freedom and like this authenticity or whatever. The weirdest part is I've been doing this for a long time, and then it turns out so much is still unresolved, and that kind of pisses me off, but whatever. Well, let's just focus on what's been happening in the last week, which is like, you stop ignoring yourself, you stop running away from how you truly feel about things, and you get tired of the bullshit you feed yourself, the bullshit I've been feeding myself for years. And so now all these things are here, and all these unresolved feelings are just pouring out and ruining my day. And I didn't know what the fuck to do with them. But then I came across a video of this girl who had been apparently meditating for 3 years. What is her channel again? I gotta link her, bro. So apparently her name is Datre. It really struck me as the answer to what I'm experiencing right now. And it might not be a quick solution, which is what I crave, but it is a solid solution nonetheless. So even if things don't work out in other areas of my life, which is really putting pressure on me this year, honestly, especially lately, because, well, I mean, I have no direction, honestly. I mean, yeah, I'm living with my parents. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 5 years, and I have so much to do, but I'm being really lazy and like just avoiding all my tasks, and seriously like conflicting with myself so hard for the last like couple weeks that I feel spiritually drained, and to the outside it might seem like I'm doing jack shit and I'm wasting my life away, but on the inside I've been really, really struggling. And during times like this, there isn't many people to talk to exactly, but thankfully turns out I do have friends that I can talk to. But you gotta rely on yourself still at the end of the day. Like, they can give you some good advice, they can give you terrible advice, or they can make you regret ever like sharing your experiences, just sharing your feelings with them in the first place. Because some people just don't fucking know how to be emotionally intelligent. They just tell you to go get a job, go do something. You're spending too much time doing nothing. It's like, all right, bro, thanks. Like, it's not usually my peers. It's more like the older generations. Like, why didn't I think of that, right? Like, oh my gosh, get a job, go to school, make some money, and then you'll be happy. If life was that fucking simple, we'd all be very happy, right? But it's not that simple. There are things to be upset about, and there are factors to consider that are deeper than the surface level, you know, like. But anyways, that's off topic. So in the video, she talks about how she's learned to ignore her thoughts, or more so observe her thoughts. The main point is, from every source I've heard from about meditation, it seems like it is truly the answer to everything. In words, I guess. I can't really prove it, but okay, what do I mean prove it? Like, I haven't done it consistently at all, even though I know I should. Do I have a fucking butt chin? Apparently I do. Huh. I didn't notice that my whole life. Anyways, the very act of relaxing your senses, breathing, and then learning to observe your thoughts and emotions without judging them or clinging to them seems like a really, really, really fucking important skill to learn, because there are all these goddamn thoughts and emotions that come up in your day, and they all tell you what to do, and you follow them, and then you end up in a place you don't want to be. Now, I can't exactly describe what meditation exactly does, because I haven't tried it out yet, but I feel like seeing everything, right, that's kind of going on in here, from a distant perspective, might resolve a lot of shit. Because then I would finally stop letting random thoughts control my actions and have more autonomy in my body, and I'll learn to let things fly by without attaching to them or cling to them or fight them. It truly sounds magical almost, and I really hope on this day in 2026, December 24th, I'll be in a much better place than this. I'll have found the magic everyone keeps talking about because they've done meditation. I really hope it aligns everything in my life, because it's so out of order. Like, it's just all over the place, and my mind is just so scrambled, and I have so much fear and anger and all sorts of shit blocking my way. And I think sitting with all this and processing it will lead to a lot of great results. I've heard like 3, 4, 5 people, different people, some teachers, some just content creators, talk about how sitting with these feelings from the past, from when you were a kid, letting them run through you, and just letting it be, and actually releasing these feelings by not judging them, not fighting them, nor distracting yourself from them with technology or whatever. It kind of resolves it, and then it fades away from what they're talking about. Now, some mentors I've met, they're you have to chase that feeling back to your childhood, and you have to manually resolve it. But I don't know, there's many different forms of how you can do it, and it gets confusing. But I think the best form would just be letting it be and learning how to breathe through it, and kind of just processing it. I can't really explain it exactly, but to wrap it up, I'm going to be uploading all of the daily meditations I will be doing, but I'll unlist them, obviously, and at the end of the year I'll compile all of it in one video, maybe, but that might take a lot of fucking storage. so I'm gonna have to be organized about this. Other than that, I'm probably gonna upload a lot more starting from now. Even if I don't do shit in that specific day, I'll at least upload a video on this channel that hopefully reaches somebody, or touches on a subject that needs to be touched on. And I'll just keep meditating. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I hope I make it. I'll see you next year, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching, and comment down below any questions or whatever. This has been Potato Philosophy. Goodbye.